That might work. That just might work. We're probably going to be on before it says we're on, so just be aware of that. Don't start swearing like a sailor or anything like that.
I've had those pre-warnings already from
you listen.
the squad.
You couldn't swear enough to get to even match the record. All right, let's report to the.
I don't know.
He's going to be here in a couple weeks. All right. Well, I think we're on. Let's make sure that we're up and going here. Well, we should be. Let's see what that looks like. Sure, that we are. All right. Well, you know what? It's Wednesday, so that must mean it's Whiskey Wednesday. Oh, you filled the house tonight.
Right.
You filled the house.
I'm on it.
Rowdy Rooney is here. He is the master distiller for one of our favorite Irish whiskeys, Glendalough. And he is going to go through a great tasting with us tonight and tell us what's new and what's going on at Glendalough. And damn, we were just talking about this just before we came on. We actually, I think Julio's Liquors was actually one of the first places in the United States to actually carry this whiskey.
I think the first. So yeah, we have a lot to thank you for. You were the original early adopter of Glendalough.
And then we tried to
I've been hearing about Julio's since I started with Glendalough.
Really?
12, 13 years ago now. Yeah.
Good things, I hope.
And it has taken me this long to get here. Of course,
that's okay.
Things, yeah. So
listen, we're just happy you're here now.
Well, thanks for having me.
Everybody else is here. We got a full house tonight. You sold it out. No pressure, by the way. No pressure. I just wanted you to be.
I told my wife that, and she's like, "What? People are paying to come listen to you?" She would pay me to not listen to
me. Exactly. I know. I've been there. I know that story well. Oh, you're famous now, are you?
Yeah.
I wouldn't pay to listen to you either. I get that too. So, anyways, we have some new stuff going on, some great things happening at Glendalough. And why don't you just tell, because I don't know if everybody even here, I know we have a lot of fans of the whiskey that are here tonight, but a lot of people that are watching may not know about the brand because you're not quite everywhere, but you're getting there. That's for certain. Probably one of the fastest growing Irish brands out there, I would say at this point.
Yeah, and one of the first, the first craft distillery back in the early noughties. There was only 3 distilleries left now. There's 51 now, I think.
It's not even up to the glory days though of Irish whiskey production,
though. No, not even close,
right?
I mean, back in the late 1800s, I think 80%, 90% of global whiskey consumed was Irish whiskey, and pot still Irish whiskey at that. Which is a category that's still trying to refine its feet. But we lost our way. There was a perfect storm of a number of things. There was prohibition.
Yeah, that'll kill anything.
Yeah, well, and then there was the sort of the Anglo-Irish conflict, I suppose, and the fact that during Prohibition we were prohibited from dealing with the Commonwealth at all. So there was a lot of Scotch whiskey started coming in through Canada,
right,
and then down into the States that way. So Scotch whiskey started to take over, and we're slowly fighting our way back, and we're getting there.
You know what I always say? I say whiskey, the Scots, the Irish invented it, the Scots perfected it, but it took the English to tax it and screw up all the fun.
Yeah.
So, all right, Glendalough starts, like you guys start coming over here it's had to be almost about 15 years ago now, right?
12, 15 years ago? Probably 2012, 2013, maybe.
Yeah, something like that. And we were also talking earlier, and we were trying to figure out, like, oh no, we bought a barrel. We bought 3 when we first started. So
of her single cask.
Single cask, yeah.
I think you probably trialed it for us or gave us.
Yeah, we were the guinea pigs for doing some of the stuff.
And we ended up repeating that several times, and sort of that became our single cask series, right, on the back of you taking a chance with us.
Yeah.
So
tell us a little bit how Glendalough sort of started. What was the whole sort of thing behind behind the brand?
So it was a bunch of friends who were working in various sectors of the industry. Some of the guys were working in finance side of things. Some of the guys were working in marketing side of things, and they could see, year on year, double-digit growth constantly happening, and they just decided to take a punt and go out on their own. And instead of advising people or helping other people to build brands, they decided, let's do our own.
Right.
And they were like 4 or 5 guys who all had good, solid jobs. Took a massive chance.
Right.
And
It's like an all-in type thing.
yeah,
It has to succeed because we're sort of screwed if it doesn't.
they walked away from a reasonably comfortable position
Right.
to take a big chance. And it's much like the guy that adorns all our bottles, Saint Kevin, who's the guy who originally founded Glendalough, the Valley of Glendalough in Wicklow. It's a beautiful monastic settlement that's from the 6th century. He was a guy that was, legend has it, he was born into a family of privilege and a family of royalty, and he turned his back on that easy life and walked away and went walking through.
It's about the struggle.
Went walking through the hills to find peace and solitude, and to be at one with nature, and to do things differently, and do things, stand apart is emblazoned on all our bottles. And the guys decided they were going to, maybe walk away from their life of relative comfort and try something new.
And I don't think everybody also understands sort of like, that sort of step. You had Irish whiskey, Jameson sort of exploded. That was sort of the antithesis of Irish whiskey sort of coming back into vogue. And we were talking about this earlier. You're like, oh yeah, it's massive gains. Yeah, massive gains over a very small base. You're talking about, wow, if we had a 50% increase. Yeah, 50% off nothing. I mean, that was really sort of how this sort of got. So even though they're throwing their hats in the ring, it's still this wasn't a guarantee that Irish whiskey was going to continue on this path, and even to take a little bit away from, ride that sort of wave of people sort of falling back in love with Irish whiskey.
Yeah, but it was a huge risk. It was a big chance to take, but I mean, they weren't the only ones to do it. I mean,
Exactly.
The Irish whiskey industry is very it's very collegial. We all work together. We all work hard to maintain
boats float.
standards. Yeah, and the rising tide raises all boats. So we don't necessarily see ourselves as fierce competitors. The amount of help and assistance I've got, and then have consequently passed on to other distillers coming into the business, it's just phenomenal. Having spent, almost 20 years in telecoms beforehand, I was stunned by, why are these people sharing all their secrets and highlighting the pitfalls and helping us?
Well, because they don't want you to produce crappy whiskey, because then you bring everybody down.
It took me a little while to realize that, but that's the philosophy, and it's we all work well. We work hard to maintain standards, and we go out as an industry at least once a year and do what some of our colleagues will call it a good solid industry audit.
There you go.
We have good fun together, so it's
That's great. That's great. It's good to have that camaraderie. All right, before they start saying enough talking and let's do some drinking. Let's do some drinking. All right. So what do we got for the lineup tonight?
We'll start with our Glendalough double barrel.
That's the flagship.
Yeah, that's our heavy lifter. It's a single grain Irish whiskey, very much in so the mash bill is 95% malt, 95% corn, 5% malted barley.
Okay.
So it's very sort of along close enough to a bourbon style Irish whiskey, and a single grain, which is not a hugely common or very often released category.
Right.
It's because it's distilled to a higher ABV originally. It's really smooth. It's sweet. It's very clean. new make spirit.
It's
And
silky.
yeah, and it's a wonderful
And no rough edges.
it's it's a wonderful canvas
All right.
for showing off the wood, which you know, if the wood is given 70 to 80% of the flavor to whiskey, it's you know, it's worth putting a lot of focus on. So
The Irish whiskey, even like this one, tends to be a lighter distillate,
yeah,
right? So you I think with these lighter distillates, especially Irish whiskey, you start picking up like a lot more of the barrel character and some of the, you know what I mean, as well as some of the grain. But you get that sort of influence of the barrel shows. And in this case, you're using it's double barreled. And you're using American bourbon, but you're also using Oloroso sherry.
Oloroso casks, yeah,
Yeah.
and it's when we say it's double barreled, it's not. We don't use some bourbon barrels and some sherry barrels. It's all
You do
bourbon
one and then
barrels,
the other.
and then it's all recast into sherry barrels. Yeah.
Okay.
I use a
Nose on
what
that's
what
great.
people. I call this our breakfast whiskey. It's like you know it's
Well, you can't drink all day. Everybody's waiting for me to
it's
say it. You can't drink
yeah.
all day unless you start in
Let's
the morning.
start in the morning.
That's just science.
So
All right, so let's try this one. That's like how can you not love that?
yeah, I mean
I mean,
I've
just you
tried
get
to.
that cherry character, you get that toffee, you get that vanilla in there. And then I also get like almost a little bit of like citrus flavor to that too.
Yeah,
And the for being the flagship, but being sort of like the you know that whiskey, still a really good length finish on this too.
I really like it. I'm really proud of it. I spend an awful lot of time and effort. Um, like the barrels that we use, so it's very easy to buy sherry barrels on the open cask market or whatever. It's not so easy to be able to fully stand over the integrity of every barrel unless you know it's hard to know exactly what sherry was in it. It's hard to know exactly how old barrels were or whatever. It's there's a certain blind faith that you have to put into it. So in order,
So how are you doing that? How are you
I
like
just
buying the sherry barrels? How
I
are you
just
doing it?
taken control over the entire
Really?
chain of supply. We get the barrels made from raw European oak. So
Okay.
the barrels are custom made specifically for us. I own the barrel from its
From inception
pallet
to
of
cutting,
plant
right?
until it's raised up into a barrel. I know what bodega it's sent to immediately after it's the barrel is raised. I taste the Oloroso sherry before it goes into the barrel. I control how long the sherry is in the barrel. I decide when the sherry is to be emptied from the barrel,
Really?
and it's shipped back to us. And generally within 2 weeks of emptying the barrel in Spain, in the bodega, I'm filling it in Ireland with
So
Irish
it's still
whiskey. So it's
still wet.
fresh,
It's
it's
fresh.
wet, and I ship them during the colder winter months, so they
They
arrive to
don't
me
dry
in
out.
perfect condition. I know exactly what was in it, for how long it was in it, and I also know that my new sherry barrels are new wood, so I'm as well as just extracting the sherry flavor from it as well, I'm still
Mhm.
pulling some amazing vanilla and some of the more classic sort of
Are you
European oak spices.
do you char or toast those barrels with it before the sherry?
We do a medium toast on
Toast.
them, yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say
So
toast. So
yeah, because like you can't.
you know, char wouldn't really work. It
Well,
would
not with
overpower.
sherry barrels, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah,
yeah. I
yeah.
like that a lot. What do you guys think of this one? It's good, right? I mean, you know, you're talking. I hate to say this to you, but because it makes it so weird because that's a lot of care in that whiskey, that flagship whiskey. I know it's important to you guys. That's a lot of care to do for a whiskey that basically sells under $30.
Yeah, it is, and
You know what I
a
mean?
lot of care, and I dare say a lot of expense as well. I am the least popular person
Yes. The bean counters do not like you.
no, they don't.
No, not at all. I can see why. I can see why they don't like you. But
Yeah, but
it's not your personality. It's
but
just I can see why though.
it's I convinced them to allow me to continue doing it by telling them I can use the barrel 3 times. So
Right.
I'll
Right.
do I'll do like straight up happy to tell people or 33% of the barrels are first fill sherry barrels. So
You have like sort of a regiment. It's
every
first fill,
first,
second fill,
and
third fill,
yeah.
and then they come together at the end. Then you start blending it.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
So it means I'm buying a good chunk of sherry barrels every year, and
But I also think it gives you a different flavor combination than you're getting from other whiskeys in that same price category.
yeah, I mean it gives me it allows me to control the that sort of sherry sweetness, and I'm still able to pull in some of those spices from the European oak, some of the vanilla notes, and it just means a very drinkable, sessionable whiskey.
And I know you sort of say like this is the Irish whiskey for bourbon drinkers, but it's so much more than that. You're getting so much more out of this. I mean, you're using European oak, which is different. You're using toasting, which guys are now. I mean, now a lot of bourbon guys are using char and toast,
Yeah.
so you sort of see that, but not a lot of them were. You're doing that 3 times. You're putting this like sort of care into this by doing it like 1/3, 1/3, 1/3, and then blending it that way. You can say it's like a bourbon in the fact that you used corn.
Yes.
But I wouldn't be like, oh, this is bourbon. I wouldn't like mistake the different. There's a difference between the two. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like I get it because it's easier to drink. It's got a little that sweetness that you're talking about is coming more from the sherry than it is from the barrel.
Yeah, probably.
You know, and I think that like, listen, us Americans grew up on sugary cereals for breakfast. Thinking of your breakfast whiskey, right? We grew up on sugary cereals, so we tend to go for this little bit sweeter thing, where a lot of our European counterparts grew up on oatmeal and stuff like that, and almost more of a savory breakfast.
Yeah.
And it shows in the type of whiskey I think that we like. But this is a whiskey that could be liked by both.
Yeah, it's somewhere in between.
Yeah, it's somewhere in between. I like it. You guys like it? That's all that really matters. Doesn't matter what I say. Lisa, do you have a question? What's the ABV? I should have known that. What's the ABV on this one?
So it's 42%. And
why 42?
You know, I was just going to say,
because I really wanted the bean counters to really dislike me.
Yeah, yeah.
Alcohol's money. What's that? Yes, right. 42. You know the magic. Is that way you did? You tell me you didn't do that.
No, well,
the universal number is 42. You didn't do that, did you?
I don't believe that it was
subconsciously
fully or a tiny part of the decision, but it was. But it was like stand apart. Why do you have to do it at 40%? Everybody does it at 40%. That's the minimum. It has to be 40%. Why? So we tasted it at 40. We tasted it at 41. We tasted it at 42. We tasted it at 43. The bean counter started to get involved. We brought it back down to 42, and it was like, look, it tastes really good.
No, you dialed it in, and that's where it ended up.
Yep.
And it just happens to be the universal number. There you go. I want to make Marianne happy over there. She's like, she's all geeked out about this. She's like, yay. All right. I like this one a lot. I mean, I have bottles of this, so
it's my go-to, to be honest with you. It's you know, you're sort of your everyday, it's quite accessible. You like bang for buck wise.
Yeah, no, it is definitely.
You'll find it hard to do better. And yeah, it's you know, you're not.
It's really, really, really accessible. I love the numbers show it. The numbers here at Julio show it too. It's very popular.
Good.
Yeah.
Great to hear.
That's okay, right?
Great to hear.
Yeah, that's great. All right. The next one, the singles pot. Now this one just got a facelift.
Yeah.
A little
new design.
New design.
Sort of like premiumized the label.
I think I got one bottle left of the old tube package. I think that's all I got left of it.
Yeah, so
it's perfect timing.
There's moves to push us all away from secondary packaging for
tubes and also
and all of that, and I get that. Our marketing team have done
I call bullshit. I said
job.
You just wanted to give the bean counters something back. I'll take the tube. Fine, I'll take the tube away.
Okay, but then we spent it on this lovely gold embossed, and it's a lovely.
It is a beautiful label,
yeah, it's nice. It's got a lovely tactile thing going on there. So it's
I
fantastic.
catch guys doing just what you did in the aisle, you know, and I say, you got to stop that.
Starting to look weird.
Sir, stop playing with the bottle. But you are right. It does have to have that. What's that? It's Kavork. All right. I didn't want to say anything, but it's Kavork. I'll take it. He takes it. But this is the new packaging.
Yeah,
and it is lovely.
It's we're calling out the name of the forest on the neck of the bottle there. So it's
I can't pronounce that. It's in like
Ballinacor.
Ballincor.
Ballinacor.
Balnicor.
Yeah, it's a beautiful, beautiful country estate where we get where we source Irish oak from.
Okay.
So the
and there's not a lot of Irish oak, is there?
Essential Irish whiskey. It's
right.
like the pot still style of Irish whiskey. We decided how do we make it a bit more Irish? So let's put it into Irish oak. No, there's not a lot of it out there. There's not a lot of it exists.
Right.
So it's hard to source. It's hard to get. There's again we it's not a cheap thing to produce.
Right.
Like there are other.
There are easier ways of doing this, but not the result that you want.
No, it's again, this is double barreled as well.
Right,
all of it is in ex-bourbon casks firstly, and then all of it is transferred into Irish oak casks, Wicklow oak casks sourced from some estates, some private estates around.
Now, what do you have to do to get? Because I gotta believe, you know, we sort of we have this thing where we replenish the wood that we take out, and there is sort of a system. But we have a lot of. I mean, the United States still has a lot of trees. Ireland, not so much, and not a lot of oak. So
very little.
Yeah. So how do you sort of like, how does that go about? Because I imagine there's a lot of restrictions on what you can do to make these barrels.
It's very heavily regulated. But there's we've got a problem. We bred a dog that you may have heard of called the Irish Wolfhound many years ago, and they very successfully hunted and killed all of the wolves in the country. So we've got no apex predators in Ireland. Wicklow is littered with deer, wild deer.
Okay.
And wild deer love nothing more than eating little acorn saplings.
Yeah.
So we've got a problem of the natural regeneration.
It sounds like something we could eat our way through.
Yeah. You know what? We can't.
Really?
There's that many of them.
You're going to bring some Americans over, I think.
Really? I mean, it's...
No, I understand.
It's astoundingly good meat.
Yeah.
But it's just not... It's not particularly popular. I don't know if it's like Rudolph or Bambi or someone's fault, but like people just don't...
Sir, what did you think of Bambi? Oh, it's delicious. Yeah. Thank you very much, sir.
With a nice red currant jam.
Yes, perfectly. Yeah, excellent.
But it does create a problem in the natural regeneration of the forest. So there's no way for you know, in a normal natural environment or ecosystem, you know, you'd have saplings growing up.
Right.
So
no, exactly.
Mommy tree falls over at a certain age, you know, baby tree comes and takes over. But when you've got the deer going eating them all,
right, it's more difficult.
So we're actually helping to maintain the health of the forest by what we do is we'll go in, we will create a clearing. We'll pick like, you know, 6 or 7 suitable oak trees that are in one sort of cluster, and we'll create a massive big opening in the canopy to light in, and we'll plant at least 7 new saplings for every tree that we fell. And we're looking at, you know, maybe about 14 or 15 oak trees each year. And not necessarily each year. It's only the year where there's suitable wood available to us. I've got a fantastic relationship with some of the landowners that I mean, that it's a sort of a win-win scenario.
Right.
We're helping him to maintain the
forestry. It's good forestry.
And we've got a forestry consultant who is regimental in only doing the right thing, but the right thing happens to provide or produce for us tree trunks that are perfect for making barrels.
That's great. Yes, Lisa. different oaks sort of impart different flavors. What different flavors do you think that the Irish oak produces?
So it's the same species as European oak. It's Quercus robur, and we have some Quercus petraeus as well. The difference with the Irish oak, like for any of you who have been, you'll know. For any of you that haven't been, it rains a lot in Ireland. It never gets particularly cold. It never gets particularly hot. So we've got quite a long growing season.
Does that make wider rings?
It makes so yeah, the growth rings are
Yeah,
wider,
wider.
so you've got more ability for the alcohol or the whiskey to breathe in and out. So you get a
It's not as tight as a lot of like the French oak.
yeah, it's much wider grain
Right.
than the French oak. So we get a much quicker extraction of flavor.
Okay.
We get lower tannins because they'll leak out of it quicker as the oak is as it's drying, and we have
seasoned.
we have to send it off to Spain to get we can't get barrels made in Ireland. There's nobody that whole
industry's
that
gone.
whole industry collapsed years ago.
Okay.
Starting to come back now.
Oh,
There's
that's
a few
nice.
cooperages that are opening that are doing fantastic work, but mainly in barrel repair and barrel maintenance. So yeah, we send them off to Spain to get made. The same coopers that actually make our double barrels. And we've been working with them for like 14 years.
Do they take the whole tree or planks of it, and then do they season it down in Spain?
So
because it seems to be drier, it'd be easier to
yeah,
do it.
yeah. Well, you're not going to dry
it
anything
in Ireland. That's right. Yeah.
Well, you could use
You kiln dry.
You could use kiln dry, but then there's an environmental
yeah.
issue there, and there's costs or whatever, and so it makes more sense. There's also the Irish oak has to be sawn in quarter sawn, like sort of pizza slice thing, rather than in planks, because if you do it in
because of the way the grain,
because of the way the grain runs, yeah,
right.
the liquid will just pour straight out of it. So there's a real art to. So the sawmill is up in Galicia in northern Spain, and they we've been working with them since we started on our Irish oak program as well, and it's a fascinating place to go to see these guys. You know, they'll keep turning the log on the machine till it's at the exact right point to saw it into quarters, and then each tree is kept separate, so they'll palletize the planks.
Right. So you know where the wood came from?
Exactly. We can trace everything back to the individual tree, and then they'll send it down to the cooperage in Andalusia, where it like at for over 40 days of the year, it's like, around about 47 degrees. Somebody told me that last night that translates to 116 Fahrenheit, which is pretty hot.
Really?
So I tend to stay away from.
Yeah, you don't visit that in summer.
No, I visit them in November.
Yeah, that'd be a smart idea, I think, on that one.
But yeah, and it air dries there for around about, I'm going to say, like 16, maybe 18. I'm not fixated on drying times or whatever.
Yeah, but that's, you can leave that up to the cooperage anyways.
Exactly, and it's the moisture content that dictates. It's not
the length of time. It's the moisture content in the wood.
Exactly. Once it gets down to 14%, it's ready to go.
Okay. And they'll start working with it.
They'll start working with it then, yeah. And I'll get the call to come over, and I get to visit them while they're making the barrels, and it's one of the most fun weeks of the year.
How do I get a ride on that? Because that sounds like fun to me too.
It's just amazing that like these guys are. It's proper old fashioned. It's they're, everything is oak fired. They're not using gas. They're not using steam to bend. It's all the old traditional way of making the barrels, and just the smell of the oak toasting is just straight from heaven. It's somebody someday is going to invent a Facebook or an Instagram or something that allows you to share smells, and that'll be amazing.
And that'll be a good thing and a bad thing.
True.
Depending on who you're talking to.
The mash bill.
Well, who's this would be a good thing.
The mash bill here, we've got like 2/3 malted barley, 1/3 unmalted barley, and that's what makes pot still. It's the unmalted element to it.
Do you guys all know why unmalted barley? No? All right. So we can once again thank the English And then we can thank the Irish for working around it. Malted barley was taxed. Unmalted barley was not taxed. So if you make something with unmalted barley in it, you don't pay a higher tax.
Your tax bill is down.
A
Yeah.
little less.
Yeah.
So you start working with that, and it became the flavor that it produced with the malted and the unmalted really shaped how Irish whiskey tastes. So now you have both, and they both impart different things into what you're tasting right now.
It's a giant tax avoidance scheme.
It's a yes, absolutely. Hey, if you can screw the thing, I'm gonna get in so much trouble. Screw the English, screw the English. I mean, seriously.
That was the original thinking behind it, I think. But
now it's so ingrained.
It's
pun intended. In there, that's the flavor profile.
Yeah, and it contributes this like signature spiciness to it that you don't get from 100% malted barley, and also the texture, that sort of creamy mouthfeel that's synonymous with pot still Irish whiskey. It's like,
I mean, this is really traditional. I mean, this is your traditional whiskey. I mean, even to the fact of you using, I know you're sort of finishing it in Irish oak, but this is a traditional whiskey, Irish whiskey.
Yep. It's got that chewiness, that spiciness to it as well. And I mean, finishing it is a bit maybe underselling it.
Yeah, I know.
It's a secondary maturation.
Yeah,
like it's 2 years in the Irish oak.
I mean, that would be more than finishing. Yeah, absolutely.
So,
but I'm just saying, like, no one else is like, there's not a lot of people doing that.
No.
You know what I mean? So you're trying to do what you can do to sort of tie it back to Ireland in doing this. And I don't think a lot of people are going through that extra step, or if they are, they're charging us for it.
Yeah, but it's,
because it's difficult. It's difficult.
It is difficult. It's not. It's not.
God, they really the cheapest way. Bean counters really do hate you.
Oh, they really do.
They really do.
But it's worth it, and it's like.
Well, we taste it. Yeah, it's definitely worth it.
It's really important that we make it accessible as well. So it's like I don't know. I'm blissfully ignorant of the commercial realities of it. I get to step away once.
Well, I can tell you right now, it's under $60.
It's under $60.
Yeah,
it's more than that at home, but everything is cheaper here in terms of alcohol. You guys get much, plus you get that extra 50 mils in every bottle as well.
Yeah, I'm surprised. So a lot of people don't know that 750 milliliters are really the standard size for the United States and South Africa. Okay. We're really the only ones that use 750s. Everybody else is using 700. And actually 700 was not an acceptable size here in the United States. It wasn't a legal size. We just got that changed.
So recently enough.
Yeah, we just got that changed. So it's good and bad. I think it's good because it allows, if you want to change it now, you don't have to do two different types of bottling, right? So it's economies of scale that way. Other people go, oh, it's sizeflation. I'm going to pay the same amount for a 700 as I would for 750. Oh, okay. I get it, but it also gives accessibility to everybody.
Yeah.
My bad thing, this is where I sort of differ with a lot of people. I look at it as if you do a 750, you're almost guaranteed that it's not counterfeit on some whiskeys because 750 bottles are harder to find. So, it depending on what whiskey it is, 750 was almost a guarantee that it wouldn't be counterfeit.
Yeah.
And, that falls into some, other whiskeys, but
it would be
that's sort of the big thing.
It would be almost flattering to think that somebody would want to counterfeit my whiskey, but
they'll try, but they'll never get it. What do you guys think? What do you guys think of the pot still? Oh, yes, sir. You have a question? How did you arrive at the ratios of unmalted to malted?
We tried. We played around with so
it was the universal number 42.
Yeah.
No.
But the rules of pot still, it's quite strict. You've got to have a minimum of 30% malted barley and a minimum of 30% unmalted barley. A maximum currently of 5% other grains. So you could have some like rye or wheat or oats or something in there. The maximum 5%. That's something that we're in the process of trying to change now as an industry, but there's a lot of bureaucracy involved in that. but that's another story anyway.
Well, you're just trying to work within the rules, but also,
Yeah.
push the envelope
Yeah.
a little bit too.
Well,
right?
you can go anywhere between like the 60,
Right.
the 30-30. You could go 50-50, go 70-30, either
Right.
way, whatever you want. So it's try to get a balance of the making sure that your yield is up, because you need a certain amount of the malted barley to for the enzymatic activity from the malt to convert the starches in the unmalted barley.
It's the Kickstarter, but it also gives you more alcohol too, I would assume.
Yeah, the higher percentage,
of alcohol, liters
malt
per
that you
ton.
have or whatever. Yeah, yeah. So and clearly it's not something that
You don't care.
yeah.
We've
Yield isn't
established
something that I
we've
focus on.
established that. You
Yeah.
just don't care. It's about how it tastes.
But it was generally it was like, where is the sweet spot between, you know, 60,
Yeah, but how
40,
did you
50,
how did you
50?
also sort of come to that too? Because you're gonna have to sort of like let this stuff age too. Like
Yeah,
like you
can
just
get a
tasting
good-
the raw spirit, you
you
sort of
can-
got an idea.
You can get a good
Good.
sense from your new make spirit
Yeah.
of what it's going to be like. Yeah. And it was
The
like,
proof is in the pudding, right?
yeah,
Yeah. Now you taste it. It's great.
yeah, and it's like, will it ever change? It possibly will. Like some of the stuff that I'm distilling at the moment, we have introduced 5%, but none of that has been released yet. So we've got 5% oats in it, so I'm right on the limit of what you're allowed. And that's something that we won't release that for
For a while.
another number
Yeah.
of years. Yeah, pot still takes a little longer to get to. Legally it's whiskey after 3 years. You don't want to be drinking 3 year.
You don't want to be
still.
drinking.
No,
Yeah, 3-year-old pot still's
no,
not the way to
no,
go.
no.
What do you guys think of this one? Like it? Yeah, that is really good. All right, now for something completely different. Guy,
Yeah.
I don't know what you were thinking about on this one.
You know what?
It's
Let's do something completely different.
yeah, exactly.
So from our own backyard and picking up amazing oak and fantastic flavors, it was like, right, well, what can we do? We started to hear stories about this exotic Japanese oak called Mizunara. This back in 2014, 2015.
Yeah. Did you realize that you thought Irish oak leaked? I said, what else could leak more than Irish oak?
Yeah.
I know. Let's do this Japanese oak, because that's like the branches grow all different
They grow
ways.
crooked. It's like,
Yeah.
Mizunara apparently means water oak. It's not the type of wood that you would use if you started out to make a watertight vessel, let's say.
If you had your choice of all the oaks
Yeah.
to use, the Japanese use it because they don't have a choice.
Well, they didn't have a choice
Right.
at the time.
But
yeah.
you said, you know what? That sounds like a great idea.
Well, it was contributing something different.
Yeah.
And like, okay, your angel's share turns into a little bit more like devil's share.
Yeah.
And so the losses
greedy
are
angels.
significant.
Yeah.
But
bean counters are up your butt.
there's a cost. There's a for something to be good, there's a cost to
That's right.
playing around with things, and it's like,
Are we here for the economics, or are we here for the artistry
or the flavor?
Right.
Yeah. So if
that nose is
the cost
insane.
of that, it's completely different than anything we've
It's like
tasted
this
earlier.
sweetness. It's florals, but it's not. It's blossoms, not. It's sweet blossoms. It's not flowery.
I get an almost an incensey kind
Yeah.
of
The nose on this is insane. Do you guys get that sort of sense that the nose itself is actually sweet?
So it's obviously 100% malted barley. It's 6 years again, double. Everything
is
we
single
do is
malt.
double barreled.
Yep.
Minimum of 6 years in ex bourbon American oak barrels, and then a minimum of 1 year in the Mizunara casks.
You didn't want to lose anymore.
Yeah, well, you know what? I've got I do have something else that I'm playing around with. That the losses do slow down.
Mm-hmm.
thankfully over the years. So you're probably looking at
That's
maybe
because it bleaches a watermark.
losing.
You can't lose anymore.
So you're probably losing 10%
Right.
in year one.
Yeah.
But thankfully, as it goes on,
And then by the way, that's in an Irish climate.
yeah,
That I mean, it's not if you put the same thing in, Kentucky
down in
Rickhouse,
Kentucky or something.
you'd lose half.
Yeah, yeah, you'd be in trouble, all
Yeah.
right. It's
Nose on this is so interesting,
the
though.
barrels are. We're really lucky that we've got a really good relationship with our coopers in Japan who supply us with it. We're punching way above our weight in terms of the amount of these barrels. Very few Mizunara
don't
barrels
leave.
Japan,
Yeah,
and
right.
we're getting like a double-digit percentage of the amount of barrels that leave internationally, and we're a tiny little craft
Right.
whiskey company, so.
Yeah, but that means people like this one.
And it means like the our coopers have they're very honorable people, and they promised us that they would supply us with Mizunara when it's available. It's not always available.
Right.
It's
Do you have to take it? Sometimes you're not even ready for it, but it's available, so you have to grab it.
yeah. I can't afford to not
take it
if it's available, but it's not. Generally, the problem would be I would take more if I could get it.
Okay.
And at the risk of sounding like I'm having fun, talking about how much the bean counters hate me. These are incredibly expensive.
They are expensive, yeah.
Like you're looking at, like if I can buy a bourbon barrel now for about $100, that's a 200-liter bourbon barrel. I get 450-liter Mizunara casks. It's north of $5,500 by the time it lands.
Yeah, just getting it there
in Ireland. Yeah, so it's
up there.
crazy expensive.
Yeah.
But I get to use them. They make they make like our Irish oak as well. I get the staves made extra thick because I'm using it as virgin oak.
Right.
After I use them like maybe 3 times, I will send them to the local cooperage in Ireland and get them shaved, toasted, and recharged. I'll get them shaved back down to virgin oak again, and I'll get another cycle of
that's
using
great.
them. So I get to extend the lifestyle of them. I use these as excuses to stop the encounters from getting me sacked.
There you go. What do you guys think of this? Is this lovely? I mean, I don't think that's the wrong word. Lovely. It's just one of those type of things that there's not many things that taste just like this.
Yeah, for me, it's a like whereas the the double barrel is like you sit down with your mates and you polish that off in a night.
Yeah, this is a thinking person's whiskey.
Drink responsibly, of course, or whatever. Yeah, but this is something that you sip over.
Yeah.
You sit by the fire and you enjoy it, and you say,
and it changes as you drink it, and it's got a lot of different. It's got a depth of flavor.
Something that I've a tendency to. I wouldn't usually put ice in my whiskey, but I like to put an ice in this and like a good chunk of ice in it, and then sit for like 45 minutes enjoying it. And as the ice slowly melts, the flavors change completely in it, and it's a really enjoyable, slow sipping whiskey. I think it's about $99. Is it?
It is just under $100.
Yeah,
and a 7-year-old with what it's gone through, I think this is quite a value. I've had other whiskeys that have some of the similar taste, and then they're not even close to that price.
Yeah, great. I mean,
it's really nice.
It's try to make these amazing flavors accessible to people.
That's right. Well, I think you did a good job on that.
Thank you.
All right. So this is the lineup. You can buy this stuff on a regular basis here at Julio's. You can, usually can find it. Sometimes the 7-year-old sometimes gets a little dicey. We usually get enough in. We strut our stuff a little bit and we get a little bit more. But that's, this is the main core lineup. Tonight, you brought something for us to try that is not available.
I couldn't come empty-handed, of course.
Yeah.
So I know you guys are all whiskey fans, so a work in progress. There's no specific
this may change. This may
plan.
be
I don't like it. So it's currently a 21-year-old malt, and it's been in a Tokai Hungarian sweet wine cask for 8 years. It's funny how whiskey has, generally as whiskey gets older, it gets better, but it's not a linear thing either. It takes little dips. So this was 17. I really wanted to release it. It was fantastic. And then for one reason or another, it didn't get released. And then at 19, I thought,
you missed it.
Yeah.
The window's closed.
Yeah.
That happens
like
too. I've
chips
seen that.
away in the corner then and see, and like
Cry. You
at-
cry a little bit.
at 21, it's right back to
Really came right
yeah,
back.
Yeah, so it's do we release it now, or do we take a chance that it might take another dip?
Why don't
and
we
then
let these good people have a say?
so there's an element of selfishness about me
Yeah.
bringing this, because it's
Yeah.
like I want feedback.
Yeah. Yes, sir. Did you pour yourself a bottle off of the 17 just in case?
Oh, I did. I need to have reference points.
Yeah.
Obviously, yeah.
Bean counter. We've noticed that there's like 7 bottles missing. And I need to have reference.
Oh, that evaporated.
That
So
evaporated.
yeah.
That's those
The
greedy
yeah.
angels, the bastards. All right, here we go.
So yeah, it's this is like not been tasted by
Smell the
very
Tokai.
many people.
You can smell
And
the
it's-
Tokai on this.
This isn't something that I'm
Yeah.
trying to sell you. It's just like it's like maybe a little treat for something that you can't buy, and something that I'd love your opinion on.
Oh, there's your mistake right there. Do we know what the ABV on this one? Thank you, Lisa or Megazone.
We do. Sorry, my arm has got a bit too short. 55.06. So I'm sorry, we should have said the pot still is 43%, and it's all natural color as well, and the Mizunara is 46%, and it's all natural color too. So
46 to 92. That's the magic number in whiskey variant. Just in case you were wondering. I tell you, the nose is gorgeous.
it doesn't taste like a 55%.
No, but the nose doesn't either. But I mean, you can really I mean, I can smell the Tokai on this. You know what I mean?
The sweet
It's,
wine,
yeah. It's good, which is lovely, by the way.
Um,
Because that it's honey, but it's like that dark honey. You know,
Yes.
like dark honey. You know what I'm talking
Yeah.
about?
Yeah, you're gonna. I should know this, but you're gonna tell me the name of the sweetness measurement of Puccine, is it, or
Bricks?
no the specifically on Tokai.
Oh, a punts. Isn't it punts?
That no, there's a level of it's all got to do with the level of sweetness
Yeah.
in the thing, and it's like
I'm not going to
5,
tell you
6,
that.
7, 8,
No, that's above my pay grade.
I
sir.
can't remember. I can't.
You know, I'll tell you how it tastes in a second.
But I'm thinking this was of the sweeter
Yeah.
cask.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
That's not bad.
some nice floral notes. Yeah.
I'm going to give you a New England. That's not bad.
Okay.
Because only in New England we say something's good by describing it as not bad. You got that?
Wouldn't be an uncommon thing in Ireland.
It wouldn't be.
either,
Well, we got it from somewhere. I'm
How
sure.
are we doing? I'm not.
That might have
bad.
been.
Not bad. Yeah.
Yeah. That doesn't suck. That's another one. You might not have that one. You might not have that one in England.
That as a compliment. Yeah.
And you might not have that one in Ireland. Yes. Question. What is the new make the same as your previous 17 and 25?
As in for this Tokai, for this 21
Yeah, what's the mash bill on this?
It's 100% malt.
100% malt.
And it is from the same.
So it's your single malt.
Yeah, yeah. And it is. It's obviously we haven't been going for 21 years,
Right,
so
right.
this is we
sourced
this,
it.
yeah.
Right.
We're not allowed to say where we sourced it from, but
I'll tell you after.
it's double.
I know.
It's double distilled malt.
There you go. That'll say. All of a sudden, like on my second sip, there's this pepperiness at the finish.
Yeah.
You guys get that? My cinnamon or pepper. I'm getting white pepper at the end. It's gorgeous. Yeah, this is ready.
I will.
How many bottles? Wait a minute, guys. How many bottles you want? I'll just put you down right now. Okay. What's that? That's the barrel pick I'm going to pick. Yeah, my bean counters would kill me if I picked the barrel of that.
I'm not sure that we can meet the price.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
So $150 then, right? Correct. what do you guys think?
Should I take the message back to the bosses that this one's good to go? Happy days. Sláinte.
Oh, yeah, this is an easier way. Who doesn't want it to be bottled yet? Okay, no one. So there you go.
Unanimous.
Unanimous. This is thank you so much for sharing this with us. I really do appreciate that. Thank you.
My pleasure.
Thank you so much. We really do appreciate it.
No, I'm like,
This is really lovely. Thank you.
you know what? Thank you for Ryan for like I said earlier at the beginning, you were the OG here for us in the USA, and probably wouldn't be where we are without people like you supporting us. So,
Well, that's at least when you have a good product, it's really easy. So
thanks so
Ron,
much.
thank you so much, man. I appreciate
Cheers.
it. Appreciate
Thank
it.
you
Cheers.
very
Cheers.
much.
Thank you so much. All right. Thank you guys gonna give him a round of applause or what? He just shared with you 21-year-old whiskey.
Cheers.
All right, we're gonna say bye to everybody on Facebook, or if you follow it, you can always go to It's the Liquor Talking, wherever you get your your podcasts. We also have a Facebook, a YouTube page now, so you can watch this again. You can do all that stuff. But you guys were here. Everybody else that's there, I'm sure you had some fun watching this. But I got to tell you what, you should have been here. It was awesome. We'll say bye to Facebook.